we got a fun one in the EU UniVersus regional Tam Barrett. Fun one. We just last round I got done looking at a bit of the King of the Monsters himself, and so why not do it again? We've got Daniel O on a Chaos Godzilla. Very similar idea, but with a couple of different tech pieces alongside of here. A lot of really interesting, kind of crazy one-ofs, different than the last Zilla that we saw. But I like the attack package. Man, what's that last attack in our lineup? A singular walk the dog is really cool.
I think it is cool, and I guess we're still seeing, the Titan Cliff, which we didn't even see hit the table at all last game. Only 3 copies of City Rampage in this one. We are really kind of focusing a lot more on wanting a little bit more breadth and variety to our card pool and what's in our deck. I'm loving the Protector of Chinatowns here. Sorry, Guardian of Chinatown. And spoilers, before we even get to it, it's going to probably be a big deal in this match. But the Unfazed, the Swarm, the Heat Rays, a lot of these that we just saw from David's deck, and now we get to see it also showcased here on Daniel's deck. Again, Chaos being a popular one here in Spain, so I'm excited. But the 1x Takoyaki as well, like that one a lot.
It's cool. But on the other side of the board, we have the Canon matchup. That's right, we've got Adam B on King Ghidorah, Emperor of the Cosmos, on the evil symbol. Your classic Ghidorah list, it looks like, but a massive TMNT inclusion of 4 copies of Superfly Stomp. Take any card you want out of your deck, put it in your discard pile instantly, turning on King Ghidorah's once per turn, go fetch whatever you could possibly want, either offensively or defensively. Speeds this character up so incredibly much. And I gotta say, love the inclusion of 3 copies of Dramatic Loss, or Devastating Loss. He knew backups were going to be here.
Adaptation, right?
King Ghidorah gets to pull them out of the discard pile. We absolutely are going to be shooting these pink cards over and over again when we find that matchup. Not going to happen here, but that Takoyaki, better watch out.
I think, though, that speaks volumes to why we're seeing this on stream. Obviously, we typically are always putting characters on stream. We didn't make this decision. Obviously, this is the official, that we're doing the VOD coverage for. But they're in contention because they made meaningful choices like this. The 2x Violent Animus Shot main board, which we can put in our discard pile with Superfly Stomp to play whenever we want, every single turn of the game if we want to, and playing cards like Devastating Loss. This Adam came prepared and respecting the things in the format while still playing the tried and true Godzilla or King Ghidorah. You are still a good matchup against Midoriya. This is a good call in the format right now, everybody. And we are making decisions that are impactful. Even the 1x code edits. We're still playing 2 copies of the Dragon. I'll find it. The Dragon of the Darkness Flame, because it is good kill potential in this character. True 100% Unleashed. Game-ending kind of piece without even having to go to deadlock. We're even playing 2 copies of Chronostasis Trigger in case we run into the mirror match, which I think is so funny. I'm really excited to see how this match goes. And like you said, it is canon. We have the 2 emperors or monsters going
Emperor
at
versus
each
a king.
That's right.
With that, let's go ahead and get all set up, rocking, ready to go. For everybody at home, we are watching this at 1.5 speed. And so as soon as the official stream gets their setup fixed, will look a little less janky, I promise. But
when did the top 16 mats get here?
Literally the entire day.
Really? Oh, I've not
been
playing
on it the entire day.
They look sick, by the way. They look absolutely sick. But on the play here, we have, as their names show up, Adam on King Ghidorah, who won the die roll, and only building 3, but some meaningful ones. I think that the double copy of Fighting for Control is a crazy cool call to me against the character that's trying to fix their check grease a little bit more.
Yeah, dig it. Absolutely love it. Got a classy build 3 again. Build 3 into build 3 saying, hey, I'm here for a long time, not a good time. Godzilla, you're going to have to be the one to aggress into me. And the big thing about Fighting for Control is it does not say attack card. It says non-foundation card. So, hey, you check to 5 on this. you actually checked a 1. How important it is to you? And Daniel responds by saying, dude, it's so important.
Absolutely. That moment of brief respite of woo, I checked my 5 on my city rampage, and your opponent went, actually, man, I'm gonna give you the choice. Do you actually want this? But the cute little adorable chibi smashing stomp coming in, and the question is, hey, I know you checked well on this one, but what if I took away that +2 that you just gave yourself as well and give you another tough decision? As we see the other fighting for control come out, and now all of a sudden, all of Daniel's stage is completely turned sideways, and here comes a smashing stomp for 10 damage, which is ahead.
It is ahead unless Invincible Bodies are first in hands, putting its damage down to 0, meaning it no longer hits, which means I no longer draw the card. I've flipped 2 foundations, removed a foundation to say the first 2 forms that you played do not matter, but hey, one stomp deserves another. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Here it comes. Checking a 3 on this one, it ends up becoming a 6, need a 7, commit Godzilla, another 10 damage. Here's another head coming. Very clean as we are trying to stomp on the neck of King Ghidorah.
And remember, we are still Ghidorah, and I think what we might see here, oh, we didn't see it, but I was ready to showcase a different one. But Sword of the Darkness Flame has a very nice low block, so we'll trade this card, remove it from the game, turn our character sideways, and now I selectively get to block with this 1 low block. As we then, I think, attempted a Heat Ray there.
Yeah.
And
Massive.
it looked like our hand was all gas, no foundation, so Daniel was kind of forced to go into that position, and Adam had an immaculate board to answer it.
Must be why we cared about passing that city rampage so much. We just weren't gonna do it outside of it. Trade all my foundations now for the loop to my check later. But Sword of Darkness Flame coming out, a great flow
this
piece.
Is not a Hiei card. This is a King Ghidorah card.
Yeah. Stun 1 and a bonus damage for losing a health, but that's not a big deal because we can gain 2 if I'm at less, redraw a card and gain 2 health. For everybody at home, Ghidorah is always at 10. This card's always live with this character.
Yeah, and of course, Ghidorah has 3 heads, so we're allowed to put 1 sword in each mouth. So we played a second one, and we're just missing that 3rd sword for the extra head. But we use this to get some hand advantage, get a little bit of damage, poke damage on the board, putting Godzilla down to 24, snag our 2 momentum. And what cards helped us stay alive that last turn? Yeah. Fighting for control? Invincible Body. They're back.
Right back on the board. But speaking of touching the board again, Screog, here comes another city rampage. And then instantly the fighting for control one more time saying, hey man, you gotta pay for the checks a little up front. You don't get the loans here.
It looks like we checked a 6 on it though, so it was actually flip for the foundation for only commit. Oh, okay, no, we did get it was only for commit 1, but seeing it go full force here, looks like we didn't check too well on this 6 difficulty Titans Cliff on a 7. Even with +2 to our check, we got to commit 2 more if we checked our 3 there. But we're getting the full discard 3, review 3, I should say, draw 3 new cards, and we're allowed to build a 6 check from our discard pile at enhanced speed. I'm interested to see which one we pick.
Hey,
finally awake
free.
makes like
finally awake.
Or finally free. Yeah, whatever. They're all the same. Finally awake. We're gonna be able to get in momentum at enhanced speed now. If we want to do it, finally free is the name of it. You're right. And we have another 9 damage move, and we're gonna go ahead very early on. Wait, is it not 9? Oh, wait, it's City Rampage. It is for 10. But we went ahead and blocked with a true 100% Unleashed.
We haven't blocked with it yet. We've said, hey, there's a possibility that it happens. Because it looks like we're going to be blocking here with, I believe, the Dragon of the Darkness Flame instead, which does not have Breaker like I thought. But we're going to take the partial, and then proceed to play another Titan Cliff. Man, these players are playing at a clip.
It is interesting, too. When you block with the dragon, you have to still lose the life. So I guess why didn't we just block with the true 100% Unleashed? I don't know I don't know what we're cooking here. But it is an interesting choice, right? We are going to go ahead and press the Invincible Body, but on the reciprocation of that, Guardian of Chinatown says, actually, I have an answer to that one now.
Yeah.
Which means I think we're finally going to get a head taken off here for Daniel, getting Adam closer to losing the game. Again, if we're at home, yes, you're at 10 life if you're King Ghidorah. Oh, okay, but it's on a partial, right?
It is on a partial. It is on a partial, and so instead of taking that, we're gonna be taking instead of a full 10, losing a head, we're gonna take 5. And then
Yeah, I guess I just missed how we full block.
Deflecting afterwards. So instead of taking 5, we take 4.
Wow.
We're gonna minus the damage that we have for 10.
But deflect says it can't lose it.
Oh, the Guardian of
Hold on, I have one in front of me. Yeah, for this turn. Yeah.
Damage
it does say for this turn.
Affect this turn. Yeah, and the deflects. It says that it doesn't. Guardian doesn't say cancel the ability. It just says it can't happen. You can still absolutely pay cost on your deflect on the Relentless Challenger, which has deflect 2, to add in for minus 2 damage.
Yep.
Add this to your card pool. : Whoa, that's pretty
weird.
good.
That was a weird back and forth for sure.
Yeah.
That ultimately did end up resulting, I think, in the head getting taken, right? From the partial.
Yeah, so we are now down to a singular head as this Kraken comes in and cleans it
also
up.
For 10.
Another move.
And then there's the handshake with the unfazed. Gets played down. And just like that, Guardian of Chinatown saving that turn, not just in the invincible body counterplay, but also saving yourself on the damage of your attack because of the deflect. If we had just saved the deflect for the next move, we would have lived.
Yeah.
We would have saved ourselves.
That was great. That was really, really dope. And I appreciate, and chat's bringing it out, I appreciate, as Adam, we legally activated the ability on deflect to put it in the card pool, and there was not a takesies backsies. That was not allowed.
That is the game, right?
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that is the game. So yeah. Also, I understand Teo maybe a little biased there as your judge, as we know that Daniel is playing Teo's deck list.
No.
But regardless, that was a good call. That was the correct call.
The correct call. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless, correct call.
So game 1 going to Daniel. In a game that I thought was very much Adam's game to lose. And that is exactly what happened. You know, we had really good defense. Still, and I think the epitome of what happens in this matchup, right, is it is on the onus of the Ghidorah player to play good defense and survive against the onslaught offensive potential that is Godzilla.
Sorry, I'm getting an update from the room. Teo did not judge the last 3 rounds. It was It
was me. Even better.
5.
That means there was 0 bias.
Great call, buddy. Incredible.
Pablaja 5 did an immaculate job.
Claps in chat.
Giving kudos. Love it. I mean, just as serious as, the event is, our judges taking it incredibly serious for the integrity of what's going on. It's great. It's incredible. And that leads to this now Adam having lost game 1 going first. You now have to find a way to break serve at your own pace, depending on where that is. And that was a very clean 15-minute game 1. It's up to King Ghidorah to figure out how to surpass the King of the Monsters now.
And the thing about it is I can't even blame bad RNG on Ghidorah's board. Ghidorah at one point had double invisible body, triple fighting for control or loss of control. That's a good ass stage, man.
It is.
And he used it all. It was all effective. We turned it all sideways, and Daniel just didn't care. He just didn't care.
And the defense from that first turn from Daniel with City Rampage, 4 attacks, but the stage that Adam had was very good at directly countering that. But you used so many resources on that first defensive turn. We didn't have as much for the second one. And it was just enough to get by after Daniel built even better answers Speaking of building better answers, how about build 6 going
and,
second?
And the arm cross? They hit him with the boss pose? Oh, he said, bring it here, punk. That was so sick. Oh my god, he's aura farming.
It was sick. It was sick. That is not what you want to see if you are the King Ghidorah player. Down a game already. And of course, in classic Ghidorah fashion,
Ooh.
you need to build for another turn. You have to stay alive.
Yeah.
So we pass it back to Daniel. We draw up to our hand. Our first form for the turn is actually going to be a horrifying realization. And we're going to pitch our cards respectively and draw a new one. But Adam did pitch an attack card, so he does not have to commit a foundation. Great play. City Rampage coming in, and you are not staring across any copies of Fighting for Control. Check a 5. We're in.
Yeah. City Rampage into Unfazed. I've seen this episode before. It's very, very scary. It looks like we checked the 3 on this one, though. So we are going to commit
7,
a
3, 4,
couple
5.
of resources. Including history's greatest monster re-rating itself right back up. So it's kind of like we checked them for.
No, I like the stage a lot. I think the only thing Daniel's missing from that incredible build 6 is that we just didn't build another copy of Guardian of Chinatown, which means as this invincible body comes through as the first enhance for Adam, this is a great one to use it on because you don't want to block it and give extra check grease, but you also don't want to deal with this 10 damage move, 11 damage move that is a head's worth of stuff. But here comes a Smashing Stomp and a 5, 6, 7. We checked another 3. It's actually a 5. We got to turn 2 cards sideways. This is going to give us +1 to our check. Another 10 damage move, staring King Ghidorah in the face.
And more importantly, if this one isn't interacted with, we get to draw the card, the thing that we were missing on the Unfazed. So it kind of feels like we were baiting out that invincible body because draw power, I think, is going to be the thing that really differentiates us. But King Ghidorah is a bloody coward. He's going to run away from this one saying, you're not going to touch me. Let's stuff that card pool full, and I'll only take 6.
Yeah,
little
takes
tough
the base
to
damage
see
of the move.
What's going on here, but it looks like another attack is coming through.
Yeah. So it looks
like
by
the stats.
The
It's
move that was added in
heat
was
ray?
the Swarm by Titans, and then it looks like we slammed.
I think it's a heat ray, as it's a
I think it
printed
is.
7
It's
low,
6.
and it's an 8
Or,
for
yeah.
10. 6, 7, 8, 9,
8,
10.
9,
Yes.
10. We checked a 5, 6, 7. We must have checked a 6 then because we only tapped 2 foundations to pass it.
Well, we had
so
plus
actually
1 from the stomp.
So you're right. We checked a 5 then. Tapped our 2 sideways. This one is really potent as you are pulling it up. It gets +1 damage for each printed difficulty 5, which at least against King Ghidorah is still only 1 head, but the immaculate 1 low block from the Superfly Stomp is enough to block it in conjunction with the -2 speed that we had from the unmatched quicknesses at our disposal because we're King Ghidorah. And with that, we're going to be passing back to Adam, so only losing 6 life there
health on that
is
turn
the best.
It was very good.
So again, really good defense, but how many resources had to be used by Adam? And now it feels like Adam, because he's still down a game, has to put in some sort of effort going back. Leading things off with a violent animus shot. No backups to shoot here, but maybe just trying to get a sculpted card out of Daniel's hand, because you either have to block with the card in your hand, or you're going to lose it due to the random removal from violent animus shot. And there it is. We're going to go.
But fails anyways, goes down to 29. From here, gates open, or allowed to play another move, even potentially use Ghidorah, discard a card, grab the extra card off of Attitude Selector, and set up the best defense that we can versus the King of the Monsters.
Yeah, the question here is, it's just really hard for King Ghidorah decks to deal 29 at this kind of position in the game, so it makes sense that we're just going to build 1. That was a weird one. But
what cards could be in our hand? Loaded with actions? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Runaways. I can think of things like Filled with Doubt or Showdowns that we might try and use to survive an onslaught. But, I mean, the question is, we played a City Rampage. We want to take a look at the board, see what's going on. It's lots of minus speed. So things like Showdown are a lot easier to use. Instead of using something like Showdown to cancel the City Rampage, we think it's maybe a little more impactful to commit down the stage. And remember, we played good enough defense last turn for Adam that we still have 3 heads. That is meaningful.
Yeah, it also we can actually go check. I don't remember Showdown existing in the deck. Was it in the board potentially?
It's in the board. Sorry,
It's
it's in the board.
Okay,
And
okay.
we're in game 2, so like it could be in the hand. We
You're
could
right.
have filled
You're
our hand
totally
with
right.
actions.
I
And
would
like
be
the
afraid
runaway
to commit 2 foundations on my end to commit 2 on yours because I'm losing that battle. But plus
Yeah,
looping the check for +2 for the rest of the turn might be better. It's a tough call,
Yeah.
one that I don't know I would have made hastily.
I mean, this is a good one to showdown, right? Here we have Titan's Cliff hitting the board.
Yeah.
It's going to build another 6 check, which maybe might even be the target that you might be tapping down, but it kind of depends. We went ahead and removed with incubating. We're pressing the King Ghidorah button, getting rid of this low block, and we're going to go find a high block on Attitude Selector instead. And when we do that, the Attitude Selector in our stage says we get a draw bonus.
Goes for the block.
Goes for the
2.
check.
Ooh,
Oh my
I might have
goodness.
let this go. I mean, this is 4 damage. Saving 4 damage to turn my whole stage sideways. If we just have 3 separate moves that all do 10, I don't know if we get to interact with this.
It's not even just that. I mean, here we have Horrifying Realization. What are the cards in your hand? What are you holding on to? It looks like it was just a ton of gas over on Adam's side of the board that he didn't feel comfortable swinging with because his stage wasn't wide enough.
Yeah.
But he still only building 1 and passing back means your stage isn't big enough even if you held on to those cards.
Yeah, Kraken coming down, turning
Yeah.
off the last defensive piece that Ghidorah has access to in that unmatched quickness, saying, hey, my moves are fast. You're not going to slow them down. 4 high, 5 high for 10 here. That is ahead.
One down,
2
to go.
more moves, and it is game over. And Swarm by Titans is a
Swarm by
massive one to
Titans.
have. Huge,
Yeah.
massive.
Blitz, your next check gets plus X plus 1, where X is equal to the number of momentum you have. We have the 1 already, and because a card like this says that you can hold on to that momentum, these daisy chain very quickly. But this one is only a 5 base damage move. We need to give this 1 more damage somewhere, because the City Rampage plus Godzilla only puts it to 9, but we did have 1. We flipped over our... I'll find it.
We had
Maybe
a
I'm
monster aggression.
Monster aggression. We did
yeah.
something with it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did build that. Which means we're going for the block. We half blocked it with the true 100% unleash, which means we don't lose a head. We only lose 5 there. As we continue to move on into another attack, this one I think is...
Another Titan Cliff. Yeah, we are discarding more cards,
Yeah.
redrawing more cards to find even more gas here. Another head is potentially being clipped over on Adam's side as we are at 5 health. That true 100% coming in, protecting us, but we have so much more gas to show.
Yeah, no half blocks here. Only the full, but we're so tapped out. This return to normalcy is impossible to block. Going back to 10. One more move. It is an attack. I think. It's not.
Yeah, it is.
It is? I don't know what it is.
Sideways.
But we lifted our hands.
3.
What?
Oh,
what
it wasn't.
zone is? It was a foundation.
My
Okay.
goodness.
It was a 2 diff.
Goodness. Okay.
I was
all
like-
right. I was nervous.
Go
Building in short-lived
0
promotions.
cards.
29
0 cards in hand.
on no foundation or none in hand.
I mean, we can do it, Tim. I mean,
It's tough. It's tough.
It's really only true 100% unleashed, and if you can get its speed to, I guess, sorry, we're staring across Daniel, who has no cards in hand.
Yeah.
It is just damage, and cards like true 100% unleashed, although it's a 6 diff, yes, it's hard to play, but if you pull it off, it scales in damage based off of your opponent's stage, which is 9 foundations.
Yeah.
2 copies of True 100%.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, here's another one.
Here's
Sorry,
another
let me.
one.
The reason why you play the 2 check, right?
Respect on the name.
Yeah, Dragon of the Darkness Flames turns these cards into your hand into uses of Powerful. It has Powerful 3, and as long as we have 10 or less health, which we do because we're King Ghidorah, we are allowed to potentially give this plus 9 damage just from cards in our hand.
Whoa. I mean, this is huge. And now we have the opportunity here. We have things such as... Oh, Trigrav.
Something.
we've got
No, Irwin's final charge.
My soldiers rage!
Now, we don't have the 5 foundations, but it is enough to represent lethal.
There
Of
it
course,
is.
Sending us to a game 3. Adam B barely squeaking it back out against
Ooh.
Daniel. And here we're going into game 3, man.
I don't think the one card in hand mattered. I don't think that we played the foundation at the end and committed our stage. I think that
100%.
we had Ghidorah to go find a Trigrav beam at the very end there to like represent the lethal. And I feel like those moves were a little quick. Maybe there's a world where the Dragon of the Darkness Flame could have been partialed, which could have made some could have been impactful, but I don't know. I don't.
I mean, it wouldn't have been partialed. I mean, short-lived promotion as a mid block.
Oh.
Dragon of the Darkness Flame was a mid attack. We actually just overpressed our hand.
Yeah.
I think it's like a classic like.
You can't do it.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with looking at a King Ghidorah deck and being like, you have 5 foundations. I froze one of them. You only have 4 foundations to try and kill me with. I don't think you can do it.
Yeah.
And the reality is, without that Dragon of the Darkness Flame, he wouldn't have.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't have been able to do it. Because I was over here thinking about True 100% Unleashed and like the difficulty curve to play that card and get the extra benefits, regardless. But at the end of the day, that was Daniel's decision. He said, I'm going to play this card to find gas next turn. I'm going to challenge you. And Adam went for the challenge and got there. So, I mean, it goes both ends. But, I mean, there was definitely a world where if Daniel didn't build that foundation, we have the one mid block, or we have a mid block to block the move that does the most damage.
Biggest difference between Godzilla and King Ghidorah is Ghidorah's ability to utilize cards out of the discard pile. Daniel has sideboarded in 2 incredibly impactful cards in the matchup in Gently Theft, and we have checked both of them on this first turn. On the first 4 checks of the game, we have checked a 4 mid for 11 flash move that my opponent can't interact with. And they're just both gone. Crazy.
Yeah. But City Rampage on turn 2 of Daniel going first this game for the first time this match. We're going to have to see what happens. Seeing the fighting for control coming out on the attack, not on the City Rampage itself, because we only had the one, kind of maybe playing it around, but we checked pretty poorly on it, so we're going to have to commit 3 of our foundations here on this, but I think we're committing and freezing that invincible body, of course.
Yeah, makes sense. Our goal here is to take ahead, and this is going to all but... this is going to do it, right? It's 10 damage. And so our goal here is to either commit out the entire board so that the next move will hit, or take ahead nice and cleanly. And it looks like we're going
Partial here with a 1 mid block. Takes the 5. Keeping up our -1 speed tool that we have. But here comes the Heat Ray. If anything at all... sorry, I said the right one? Yeah, the Heat Ray.
It's Heat Ray.
And the good part about this one is that it's less about taking the head off of this, but you then are going to remove more impactful pieces. Yeah, you might have frozen that invincible body. What if you just flipped it over and said you don't have access to it anymore?
Yeah, 100%. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And a reminder, you don't get to ready the invincible body even if it's been flipped, because we care about freezing cards, not necessarily freezing face-up identities.
I think he might even he might choose the other option, which is I'm just going to pick the ones I haven't interacted with. But it looks like we are still going to pick that invincible body, which should remain frozen, just as you said, Tam. But we'll find out, obviously, as we go into the next turn. But just leaving a treasure hunting up on Adam's side of the board as a face-up foundation and taking a head off that we finally got. Goes to play another card, and it fails. Getting away with what we got. Another Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken in our momentum, +1 bonus. Putting King Ghidorah down to 2 heads. As we ready up, card stays frozen. 3 ready foundations on Adam's board.
Sorry,
Your character should be ready too. Sorry. No, you're good. King Ghidorah here. As we pass it back, draws our 4 cards, playing more defense. And then we do Nonagon plus Invincible Body is really good.
Yeah,
right?
It's very, very strong. Devastating Law is not applicable really in this matchup. Having seen deck lists, I wonder if there's anything inside of the sideboard
there are
that
assets.
mattered.
Well, there are assets.
Is it not a singular copy of Taiyaki?
Yes.
Oh, and I guess there's a cape in the board.
Cape in the board.
But I guess with our sideboard being 1 copy of code edits as the only permanent that will stay on our board, the rest of it being filled with actions, I guess like not wanting to not have foundations makes sense.
Yeah, but it might also just be like maybe we have another low block in our hand, and like we just don't need a million of them, right? But of course
Yeah.
I say that, and we immediately kick things off back on Daniel's side of the board with City Rampage into a low attack, the Smashing Stomp. Which again, I think the key here, man, Daniel is only playing this deck with 3 copies of City Rampage, Tam, and the City Rampage is the key to help knock a head off of King Ghidorah on every attack in this deck. It's actually crazy. But it looks like we went ahead. I don't even know what we blocked with. I don't know where it went. Oh, never mind. We invincible bodied. We invincible bodied right off the bat. It makes sense to me. Like, I think in this matchup you have to use those resources quickly, such as Nonagoning the Unfazed, which does take away Echo and takes away the response, which means you're allowed to block this one fully, which we do, leaving just our Devastating Loss and our character up. So not having to deal with the Echo, not having to deal with the block ability, and that was enough. We defended ourselves in this turn. Invincible Body plus Nonagon was enough. Saves us 100% of what we started that turn with defensively. Life total-wise, not our stage.
Makes sense. Makes sense. This is exactly what Adam is looking for, a breath of fresh air, a reprieve from the onslaught. But Daniel's stage as Godzilla is set up very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's less about the stage being set up now, Tam, but I think that was the 3rd City Rampage. There won't be another one until we cycle. I think that might be very meaningful on how quickly Daniel can put up an aggression again, because the longer this game goes, Adam and King Ghidorah as the character is going to thrive.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially when we're playing things
down ahead. Like, 2 heads is still a ton to get through.
But without the City Rampage, Tam, unless they're attacks that can give themselves more damage, 2 heads without City Rampage available to your head, it says 4 attacks instead of 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Violent Animus Shot connecting here, though, getting rid of a random card. And here we finally see the Superfly Stomp getting played. And you're so fast, man. I can see you do it. I can see you do it in real time, and you are so fast at it. Superfly Stomp, of course, coming in here. It does have Frenzy, not relevant right now, but it is going to allow us to put any card in our deck into our discard pile, which King Ghidorah will allow us to have access to and play whenever we want. It has another ability that if you spend a momentum, you make your rival spend a momentum and sack a face-up, which is pretty relevant in this matchup.
Yeah.
We just don't have any moment. Wait, we did have a moment, did we not? I thought we did. We might not have taken it.
Just connected for the first time. This is the first 5 damage move that we have taken as Godzilla, as we're at 29
You're correct.
now.
I'm thinking of last game where we hit with the other Violent Animus. You're right. But yeah, here it is. We sent what looks to be another copy of True 100%. No, we sent an Invincible Body.
Yeah.
And then we used Ghidorah saying, "I need this Invincible Body in my stage. I'm going to rebuild it."
I agree fully. It has been one of the big saving graces of Adam's King Ghidorah game plan here, fighting off Godzilla. Who needs to block when these 10 damage moves that take a head deal none?
Yeah, absolutely. Devastating Loss. Again, only the 5 ready foundations, though. But I think we're going to have an easier time if you're an Adam and King Ghidorah fan, because without having access to City Rampage, these offensive turns from Daniel are not going to look the same. But we're still going to try. You got to, right? This is game 3. 16-ish minutes left on the clock. Titan's Cliff is going to help us sculpt into hopefully a better turn, even though we have to kind of raw check a lot of these on our own.
Yeah, discard 3, redraw 3 looks very gray.
It looked very gray. So it's going to be a hard decision on how much Daniel chooses to keep defensively and how much he plans to play, because the longer this game goes and the wider the stage goes, things like True 100% Unleashed are real kill threats.
Do you flip the other abnormal to get the momentum on this move? So currently 6 high for 0 as we use the Invincible Body. Do we value the momentum here? It's interesting. It's because like I kind of want the move to do something, right? It's not about like doing any meaningful damage towards taking another head, but it is if I draw 6 attacks, what do I do with my hand?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a world only
on
in
a
a sense
6,
because it
7?
already got Invincible Bodied. But yeah, this is only on a 6/7 because there's only 2 committed foundations on the opposing side of the board. But this is an attack that can take a head on its own. 6 base damage. We have 2 momentum. We have powerful on this one. We got rid of the Invincible Body. This one can posture a little more scary scenario, and it's another low attack that Adam keeps building these low blocks, whether, it's the devastating loss that we kind of talked about earlier. And so the question is, do you have another one? You use King Ghidorah offensively to grab this invincible body. You don't get to hand fix your blocks.
Yellow warning signs are flashing for Ghidorah.
We've gone down to one head.
Head.
And we got another bonus draw from Daniel. And then now we play another Titan Cliff.
This is massive.
Which allows us to review 3.
I couldn't see the hand. Was it
I
good?
didn't see it either. We're gonna have to find out, because here we're giving this even more stats. Puts it to 10 once again with the abnormal, because we saved it, Tam.
If you're a King Ghidorah fan, hold your breath. This is scary.
We gave it -1 speed with our unmatched quickness. I think. I don't know. I think we did. Yes.
Oh, he added. Inspiring song for either -1 or +1. Let's grab another momentum. Use it for Godzilla. Instantly gets plus check. He says this isn't the last one.
We have another one. There's at least one more move after this. The question is, which block is this? How good is the block modifier? Code edits?
Code edits comes in. It's
on
the partial. Any attack is lethal now.
Any attack is lethal. If it's another high move, your opponent just showed that they didn't have a high block that had a mid. Daniel squeaking game 3 out with the skin of his teeth from drawing 7 cards across 2 Titan Cliffs and 1 Walk the Dog.
Wow. What a what a cool back and forth that entire match was. From Godzilla tossing up. Oh, sorry guys. Don't want to.
It's them.
From Godzilla tossing up an absolutely devastating, aggressive turn in game 1, Ghidorah answering back game 2, and then a real solid back and forth, making both parties really, really have to play the game to the absolute best of their abilities. That was sick.
I think it was great from both players. I think the biggest detriment, of course, was we just never really saw the stage of Adam really grow, because it was constantly getting oppressed by City Rampage turn after City Rampage turn after City Rampage turn, constantly having to use these defensive pieces, which is exactly the strength of a character like Godzilla. And it worked out, and we saw the success of it. What a great win for Daniel. I know Teo in chat was cheering for him because he's using his list. But that was very exciting, and that was the penultimate round. We only have one more left of Swiss before we do Top Cuts tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what we've got in store for us. Man, one of those is spicy.
We're going to be slowing this match down for sure.
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. 1.25. If you liked this, guys, and you're watching the video edit a little bit later, not live here on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you check out the rest of the playlist. Yeah, check out the rest of the playlist. I'm not going to have these up by tonight, so you can't join us tomorrow. But if you like this and you want to see more of it, please let me know in the future. Would love to do more like this. So with that, thank you for watching, and we're moving on to our final round.
That was